Is my
All right,
is my mic working?
we're back. I, welcome to the Flightship. We're back. We're flying. We're flying high. We're flying high in again. Last time, we were talking about the holiday tunnel. What do you think? All right, Do you think they're gonna do an Odyssey 2, or you think that they're gonna make a new thing?
I think that the odds are stacked in the favor of Super Mario Odyssey 2. Past
That is
precedent
true.
with Mario Galaxy 2 and Mario 3D World pretty much being a sequel to
Yeah.
3D Land.
Yeah. So those two
And
doing.
Mario Odyssey blew, like, the sales were, like, phenomenal.
Yeah.
They know they're gonna make automatic cash from if they made a sequel. They already have the
Yeah.
engine. All they need to do would be to make
Yeah.
new levels and new captures.
Yeah. I think they're gonna add. I think they'd add like at least as a small bonus. I think they're gonna. I think two's gonna have a small sunshine level
Probably. I'd
because
also
because they've
expect
been
at least
yeah
some kind of major gimmick, like Mario
Yeah.
Galaxy 2 had Yoshi.
right
Just something that'll appear in some levels that, like, changes the game somewhat, but not like
yeah like they're gonna add
much.
like a little bit because they do tend to do that and they've been heavily hinting that there's gonna be some kind. A lot of people think they're gonna remake Sunshine. I don't think so. Well, I guess
I
if they're
don't
doing
think
the
any of those
remasters,
Sunshine things.
yeah,
I don't think any of those are legitimate because
yeah,
know.
I don't. I think that
People
they
are just
might. I think
like
that they.
people think everything is a tease for Sunshine.
Yeah.
Nintendo
People.
posted like a
Yeah,
message saying like happy summer, may like, summer be filled with sunshine, and they
yeah.
used that word, and then everyone thought that there was gonna be that
I
they
mean,
were teasing a Sunshine remake or Sunshine 2. No,
I mean, they're
that's
just
not.
referencing their old games. They like
It's
to
like,
reference their old games. It's what they do.
guys,
I wouldn't be surprised, especially since they had like it was the Odyssey version. I wouldn't be surprised if like if they made and since it was on the Odyssey map, I wouldn't be surprised if they made a reference level to it or even just a bonus like level. But I don't think they're gonna like make a
the
whole other
Seaside
game.
Kingdom is pretty much a reference to Sunshine in its entirety.
That is
Not
true.
directly, but in a lot of its mechanics, like the Gushin being
Oh, that is
the
true,
water
isn't it?
jets that allow you to fly, and having red goop that you've got to clean up with water. You're using water.
That is true. I'm not sure how I missed that.
So
It was also
pretty
one of my
much,
favorites.
There's already is, even if it's kind of subtle. There already
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. And also, like, yeah, although I suppose if they're doing the Mario remasters, like, if that's a real thing, then I guess Sunshine would probably be included in that.
Yeah, I think the most recent rumor is that it's gonna be like a Mario All-Star style thing with 64 packaged into one game with 64 Sunshine, Galaxy, and Galaxy 2.
That doesn't sound just
That
a
seems
little
pretty
bit
accurate,
too... Doesn't that sound a bit too wish fulfillment-y? Just a little bit?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, all of them... Wait, which games did you say were in it?
64 Sunshine, Galaxy, and Galaxy 2.
Like, the Galaxy's Sunshine and 64.
Yep.
I mean, we were talking about, like, I was talking about, I thought they'd do something with that with, like, the new Super Marios, and you were saying that was a lot of effort. And, like that would still be a lot of effort. Like, really? All of the
Honestly,
3Ds?
the new Super Mario Bros. Games would be a lot easier to do.
Yeah, they'd be a lot easier to do. Plus, it kind of makes a bit more sense, because, like, plus, like, the last All-Stars was
Yeah.
2D. Like, that's why I actually really
know,
think, like, I actually thought it...
Mario. I love that new Super Mario Bros. All Stars thing to be a thing. I'd love it to be a thing. But
Yeah.
do you know
Yeah.
how the fans would react? Again, getting back
Oh,
into
people would be
toxic
mad.
communities.
People would be mad, but I would love it. I would love it because
Yeah.
I think it would be a really nice capstone too. I think that if they did that though, Because remember, like, if
I
like
wanna
Super
say
Mario
the- I
World
wanna say
was,
the people who. I want to say that the people who hate the new Super Mario Bros. Aren't actually a majority of the fan base. They're just a
I
very
think,
vocal, toxic minority
yeah, and also, I
that
think,
makes themselves seem like the majority
and
in just simply how loud they
yeah,
are.
I mean, yeah. And although I have to do it, I have nostalgia for them, and that I always like to whenever I have nostalgia for something, I always like to make certain that I note it because like nostalgia can be an incredibly powerful motivator. So I would like to say, have nostalgia for like that was my first Mario, like Wii was my first Mario, so I have some heavy nostalgia
New
for it.
Super Mario Bros. Wii is still my favorite 2D Mario game. No one is
Uh,
going to convince me that the old classic Mario games are better.
but like, but remember, like All Stars happened after like World, and I think World was like the last of the
It
major.
was the fourth,
Unless you,
yeah.
yeah, I don't think that unless you count like
Unless we
Yoshi's
count Mario Land
Island.
and Mario Land 2.
Yeah, but so yeah, but it was the last of the major ones. So that's why I think. Imagine if like that's what the rumor if instead of like imagine if we got that instead of the 3Ds, people would go insane.
I would laugh and I would potentially grab some popcorn and go surf through some YouTube comments.
Yeah, I mean, again, I would have enjoyed
Don't
it.
do that. It's bad for your health.
Yeah.
I would still enjoy it.
I
Yeah,
honestly
I do
like
kind of understand why people don't like them, but I also think that they're still really
you know what
they're
I
still
want?
fun
I want a new
games.
I want a new Super Mario Bros. Game. I want another one. Last one was 2013.
I honestly
2012.
because
2012.
actually I think it would be nice because I told you before that I thought it might be interesting because the last like because Mario Maker 2 had like a full on like storyline. And I was like, I remember last time we talked about this. I said it might. It almost seemed like since now you can not only make your own games, it has its own game, and the editor. It almost feels like it's like the new 2D.
The thing is though that Mario Maker 2's story mode is less of like a full game and more of just like a tutorial on how to use
That is
stuff
true.
within. Like
But I could-
it's got very basic levels that
Yeah.
and
Plus,
it's definitely not designed like a Mario game.
that's true. Plus, I would say it seems very likely that the next title is going to be like Mario Maker 3D because like you can't resist that pun, or like not the pun, like you can't resist the wordplay with it.
Yeah.
It feels too perfect to do. Plus, people are always wanting for the 3D Mario's anyway,
Okay,
so like
I have zero idea how a 3D editor would work.
that is the issue. That's the big issue.
Potentially, if you
Is it
divided it into 3 grids, like a 3D block
That would
that is
be
comprised of vertical, horizontal, X, Y, and Z axis grids.
very
That
interesting.
You can divide it into different 2D. You can basically combine each layer into 2D editors. That would be confusing though, and Mario Maker that would be kind of confusing for new players to wrap their head around though. And Mario Maker has always been about being simple and to the point.
I'm betting I wouldn't be surprised if like they're working on it and they're trying to figure out how to make it intuitive. And because they said that because investors have said that they believe that like they say that they think the Switch is gonna have like the full 7-year lifespan, which gives us around 3 years to go. So I wouldn't be surprised if they had just started on that and they're trying to figure out something and they're hoping to get something done to get a system down by time the new console comes out, at least conceptually. And then they can work, while the new console is out, they can work on actually making it a reality. Like actually programming whatever they come up with. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Because they stopped updating 2. And I'm like, so now they're going to try and figure out how to work with 3. And maybe they just won't be able to do it, and then they'll just be Mario Maker 3. But I'm betting that's what they're focusing on. But even then...
Whatever it is, it's not going to be for a long time.
Yeah.
It's like
I
the
think...
Splatoon 3 thing. Like,
Right.
Mario
It
Maker
feels
2
like
with
it's.
a console jump.
It feels like
So-
these are going to be console-long series. Like, and I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay with these. Like, there are some series that I think work very well as just console by console. Unless we run out of. Unless we get to a point where technology develops and we don't need new consoles. Although Nintendo would probably still develop them because they like doing that. I don't know.
And the other companies would probably still be making new
Black boxes.
consoles just to make the old ones obsolete.
That is true, but eventually, eventually you get to a point where, because the console lifespan's been getting longer and longer. So in theory, that's got to flatline sometime. At least mathematically, it has to. But yeah, I think, I don't think I want a new one because I like the idea of I just like how neat it is that we had the first four, then there was the All-Star wrap-up, and then we'd have the 5 or so new Soup games, and then if they made an All-Stars wrap-up, and then it'd be we'd be able to start a new era. Not called new this time. I do think the title's a bit wonky. But I think it would be cool to I think it would be cool if it just seems cool that it would be it just seems like these two neat little packages of history, and then in theory the next round of 2D Mario's, whatever they do for that. Plus, I guess I get that. I think it would also be fairly easy to actually appease the people that don't like the series by just just coming up with a different name, changing up the art style, because a lot of what people are complaining about is art style wise, weirdly, just change up the art style, yeah. I don't think they'd have to change. I think they could do a lot of aesthetic changes that would satisfy people, which I don't know what that says about anything, but I do think that they could really just do
minority.
Yeah, I feel like that could work, and yeah. Plus, but I don't know. I do think it's
No, I mean, she knows the other one.
I don't want to see the art style go.
I'm not very
I like
attached.
how the new Super Mario Bros. Games look. I don't.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm not very attached to any art style. I don't generally get attached to that kind of thing, unless it's a specifically distinct art style. Then maybe I might. But yeah, nah.
Where's the phone that used to be plugged in? What phone needs to be plugged in? The phone. So with the phone. And then can we go on a walk after?
We're doing bad. Oh, did you hear about Levelhead?
What?
Levelhead's came out on Switch.
Yeah. I don't really care.
I was thinking about checking it out. It seemed interesting. Because I heard good things. Oh, dang it. Because I figured it would. I figured it sounded interesting. Yeah, I figured I might be checking that out.
Yeah, I just want to hug Daddy. I'm gonna hug Daddy. Ah, sweaty. Daddy's very sweaty.
It's nice to have time to play video games again. God, with school, I didn't really have time to do that, so I have a bunch of stuff backlogged. Oh, top rank. What do you want out of a Pikmin 4? Hello, is this cutting out again?
Hey, Philip?
Yeah.
Oh,
Did I cut
first
out?
off, almost everyone has the same name in that other team. Second off,
They have to be a group, which means they're going to be coordinated. Oh no.
yeah. Second off, what do you think is gonna happen with the Mario Party series?
Honestly, I have no idea. I
It's
cannot.
like, for a long time, they insisted on like the best thing that we need to add, the most important thing we need to add to these games is a way to do something is to remove the turns, like Mario Party Star Rush, like the whole everyone rolls at once, so you don't have to wait your turn. But did anyone ever reject waiting their turn?
People, I think.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, people, especially since so they came out like 3 a console. Like back in like 64 and GameCube, they came out 3 a console. Then
3 on 64,
yeah.
4 on GameCube, 2 on Wii.
Yeah, and they were gonna like have like, and it feels like they would have done they would have been more on Wii if the original company hadn't shut down.
Yeah, Konami bought out Hudson Soft and then shut them down.
See, I feel like Hudson would have continued making them.
Fourth buyout. It was a buyout.
So yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I'll tell you that in between episodes. So. And then then they're like, and then it felt like they were like, we've got 8 games. These came out, yeah. A combination of how often they came out and the fact that like the systems stayed the same gave them a pressure that they felt like they needed to reinvent the system, which no one wanted to be reinvented.
Before that, though, the first game NDQ worked on was Wii Party.
And that's actually fairly close to what Mario Party is.
Eh.
I've heard it wasn't
one board that functions more like Island Tour than anything. The straight line,
right. But I don't know, I just really think that they felt pressured to like innovate off the series.
Yeah.
When instead of doing stuff instead of like innovating with the board, which like again with like Party 8, like they did some interesting innovation.
Just all the variety that they have.
Yeah, they did some interesting innovating with the boards themselves, and instead of doing something like that, they felt like they needed to innovate the whole system. And I think that even persisted with Super Mario Party, because with Super, like they the Super, they gave in and they're like, all right, we'll bring back the old boards, but they also wanted to bring in a bunch of extra stuff, and therefore the main board was not developed.
They brought back the original stuff without that making that the focus of the game, and that's where the game fell short.
Yeah, because they
River
really
survival and soundstage were so important that they needed to be given equal attention.
Yeah, it's like
with
they couldn't.
Mario Party.
They can't
with the board
accept.
game.
They can't accept the fact that maybe they don't really. That maybe this innovation is. They can't accept the fact that they are actually over innovating. Anyway, we're at an episode break, so yeah.
See ya.
Yeah, so
Yeah.